Hello, 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 and good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to my live, and if you're watching later, welcome to my replay. I just want to thank everyone ahead of time for taking time out of their day to create with me this evening. When you hop on, go ahead and tell me hi in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. I am broadcasting to a Facebook biz page, a Facebook group, and YouTube through an internet-based program called StreamYard, and it doesn't show me who hops on, so the only way that I know that you're here is if you comment and say hi, so I would greatly appreciate it if you did make a comment. And at the end of the broadcast, anyone who has commented during my live will be entered into a giveaway at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. Again, make sure that you do comment. I will be collecting those comments, and those will be added into the giveaway generator at the end of the show. My name is Robin, and I am the owner and maker with Robin's A Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. Couture specializes in reusable silk screen transfers like this one. They are a sticky back silk screen. They are reusable about 8 to 12 times, depending on how you take care of them. They do have this silk screen material. Anywhere you see the clear or on the backer sheet it looks white, that is a silk screen. So all of the letters inside of that are intact, so I won't lose any pieces. I won't lose any dots to my eye. I won't lose any exclamation points or periods, which if you've ever cut a stencil or a vinyl decal on a Cricut or a Silhouette, and then you went to weed that decal and have lost a letter or lost some punctuation, then you know what I mean. So that's what's great about these Couture reusable transfers. Last night, if you were watching, I inked this hanging banner. It's a 15 by 23 hanging banner, and the cool thing about these banners is you can pop this hanging bar apart. It is connected with magnets, and you can actually chalk on a whole nother canvas refill banner and then pop it into place. Say next month I wanted to put in a 4th of July banner, I can just take this one apart, re-ink or re-chalk a new banner refill, and decorate for different seasons, different holidays, general decor, things like that. So last night I did ink this one, and I like to wait 24 hours before I ink, or before I heat set my ink. So I promised the viewers last night that I would heat set this. Hey Sharon, how are you doing this evening? I'm glad you could hop back on. So I'm just going to take some of this parchment paper, and I have this little $13 travel iron from the big box store. It is a steam iron, although I do not ever put any water in it because you don't need steam. So I'm just going to, I placed my parchment paper over it, and I'm just going to hold it into different sections for about 30 pot holders. I've done a few hats, but it works great. And you'll know that your ink is set when it's not sticky anymore. Like this side is kind of sticky, the fork is really sticky, but this right here is smooth to the touch. So that's when you know that it's heat set. And once it's heat set, it can be washed. And I'm not going to heat set all of this right now. I just wanted to show you what it would look like. I would normally use my Cricut Easy Press, but the last time I used that on the live, I blew my surge protector and all of my lights turned off. So we just brought out the little guy tonight. Hey Sharon, how's life in Delaware this evening? Kansas is currently sitting at, well, where I live in central Kansas, we were at 106 today, which was not pleasant. So see, yeah, that fork is still a little sticky. So I'm just gonna set it on there for a little bit. Make sure, let me move it to the side. For some reason my black is, or my gray is really sticky. Yeah, it's, when it gets up in the 90s and the hundreds here, it is not very pleasant. I don't think the humidity is high as it usually is in like July and August when it's over 100, but it's still not fun. We're taking our 21-year-old son to Kansas City this weekend. He has a sports car racing experience that we got him for his birthday. So he gets to drive a Porsche 911, I think. But my husband and I will be in the pits, and it's probably going to be the pits because it's going to be on that hot concrete, the hot pavement. But we're all still looking forward to it. Yep, that's a little better. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how I heat set that, and then I'll heat set the rest of it later when I'm off camera. I'm going to put this away, and I do have, I've got a silicone, it's actually a heat press replacement pad that I use when I heat set anything. So I'm just going to stick this down here. I'm going to unplug my iron and plug in my hair dryer. I don't want to blow another, I didn't want to overload my capacity. Okay, so tonight we're going to use various transfers. So I have, and these two are retired unfortunately, but I want to use the little star and I want to use the little sparkles on this one. And then I'm using our in-stock monogram letters to spell out USA. And I'll be putting them on these little banner pieces that I cut from watercolor paper. And then I used my Dilutions ink spray. I have to perfect this process because it's not quite what I wanted it to look like, but it will work. And then we're gonna, so I'm gonna put the USA on these banner tags, and then I'm gonna cut these bandanas into fabric strips, and we're gonna make a banner. Although I may have to, I did forget to grab my cording, which I may have to run and get later. So we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, Sharon, we're excited. Dane's excited. He and my husband are both car buffs. So they're both really excited. I'm just excited to go to Kansas City and spend time with them. So since these are reusable, I am going to write on the back which transfer goes with which backer. That way when I'm done with them and I've cleaned them, I can put them back on their backer and reuse them the next time. And last time when I did the live with the journals, I chalked on cardstock and I waxed it. I think I'm going to be brave and I'm not going to wax this because I'm afraid it's going to reactivate all of that ink. So which I just have already gotten it all over my hands because this ink that I used never really dries. I'm afraid the wax is going to muddle everything all up. So the way I'm going to get around it is I have these scrap pieces of backer sheet that I've just saved. I probably shouldn't have saved them, but they're coming in handy this evening. So I'm going to peel my backer sheet off of my transfer. And I am going to fuzz these this evening because they are uber sticky. So I'm just going to take my fuzzing towel, or you can use any terry cloth towel. You can use your jeans, you can use your shirt. You just want to take off, especially if you want to take off some of that stickiness. You just want to pick up a little bit of the lint from the towel so it's not so sticky. You want to do that when you're working on glass, metal, any painted surface, basically any non-chalk couture surface except fabrics. I usually don't fuzz when I do fabrics. And then paper, because it will stick. It will pull up the fibers of the paper. It'll also pull up any fibers of raw wood or painted wood. And then on glass and metal, it'll be really sticky, and it will stretch your transfer. So you don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these extra backer sheet pieces, and there's a shiny side. I don't know if that reflects really well. Probably can't see it real well. There's a shiny side, and then there's a flat matte side. So the shiny side always goes on the sticky side. So I'm going to put this as close as possible to these, leaving just a tiny bit of green showing. This will alleviate a lot of the, this will just make the green part that's sticky minimal. And so hopefully I won't have as much sticking to the paper and possibly tearing it up. Let's see if that works. I'm just going to tear that piece. Okay, so we'll see if this works. So I'm just going to lay this as best as I can, and I might use my cutting mat for kind of a guide. So I kind of want that. I think I want that at like a 1/2 inch down. So I'm just going to gently rub around the little bit of green that I left, or teal. Just going to make sure there aren't any air bubbles and that it's sealed all the way around. And then I'm going to take my white Chalkology paste and mine has separated a little bit. So I'm just going to spray a tiny bit of distilled water in there, and I'm going to stir it around just to get it reconstituted. Just slightly separated. So then I'm just going to get a squeegee, and this little skinny squeegee is actually one of the small squeegees that I've cut apart. So it has a smaller surface area. So I'm just going to dip my squeegee in my chalk paste, and then I'm going to chalk the letter. Oh, I'm afraid of that. So I'm going to actually have to load it up pretty good, because I don't know if you can see that it's reactivating that ink underneath. So I'm going to put I don't think this is going to work. What I should have done is, I'm just making pink ink Okay. I think I'm going to have to really load my squeegee up, because the more I go over the area, it's just going to turn it pink. So I think I will use a big one. Let's hope this works. If it doesn't work, we may wax. Let's see what happens. So I'm just going to load up a lot and get a lot more, just so maybe I can do one thick swipe. Not going to work. Maybe that will. Fill up some of these holes. Yeah, I don't think this. Let's try waxing. Let's see what happens. Because yeah, it's just reactivating. I don't know if you can see it's turning my. We may have to use a different surface. Look, it's kind of pink. You can kind of see the U. Trying to think what I want to do. Let's see what. Okay. I'm measuring these because, yep, I think we're going to punt and do something a little different. If you just want to hang tight about 5 seconds, I'm going to grab some, if I can find them. There's one. I'm going to grab our 5x7 pennant banners, and we'll just use those. Hold tight. I just need 2 more. Okay, found them. It pays to be organized for once. Okay, I'm actually going to plug my, and I'm going to grab my ink mat as well. I wondered if that was going to happen. Yeah, well, I don't know if I can dry it because of the way that ink spray is made. It's this kind of ink, and it supposedly never dries. It's always reactivated with something moist. I've got a mess. So what I should have probably done is sealed it with a clear sealer, and that would have helped. I'm just going to throw that away because I'll end up wearing it. Okay, I'm going to grab a towel. I'm going to clean this really quick. See, at least I'm exemplifying how to troubleshoot if something doesn't go as planned. Which happens from time to time. Put my towel down, try to get, and because I'm going to turn around and use this on canvas, I want to try to wipe as much of that fuzz off as I can because I really want this to stick to my canvas banner. Plug my iron back in. Let's see. These banners may need to be ironed. Just quick. Okay, so let's keep getting all that fuzz off so that it sticks. And I'm going to put this on the inside of the other side of my fuzzing cloth is microfiber. And so it's going to help pull away some of that moisture that I just added to it. Okay, so let's get some of that cleaned up. Put my lid on while I'm not using it. Okay, so this is an ink mat, and this one is an 11 by 23 ink mat that I've just cut apart for smaller projects. And then you saw me use the 15 by 23 banner last night. These are little 5 by 7 banners, and they also come 9 by 12. So these are just cute little banners, and they come with a dowel rod that you can hang them with and some twine. I'm probably, well, we'll see what happens. Let's see. I may not need to iron it if I can stick it down enough. That's the nice thing about having an ink mat, is if you don't iron it, sometimes you can unwrinkle it. Except it's just, I am going to iron it though. I'm afraid that fold right there isn't going to work. So I'm just going to run this quick iron over it and see if that works. So yes, definitely a teachable moment, Sharon. That did not go as planned, but we will punt or reboot and do something else. Okay, so I'm going to stick this back on my mat. And now I just need to decide if I want to ink it or chalk it. You can do either one. I think because we used ink last night, I will use chalk this evening. So I'm going to close that up because I don't think white will work. Let's use that'll work. I think we'll use Shimmer Shadow. It's a sparkly black, but and then you can decide whether, remember we were going to do the stars, the star, and then the little sparkles. You can decide whether we should do those in gold, in copper, or in shimmer silver. So I'll let you guys decide that. But we'll do the letters in black, I think. So I fuzzed for the paper, but I'm not going to fuzz for this canvas because I want to make sure that it sticks really good. So I'm just going to peel my backer sheet off. And it's not very, get this stuff back down. It was kind of crooked. Okay. And if you ever wonder if you have like the S's or the H's, if there is a right and a wrong end, like Does the S go like this? Does the S go like this? You can always tell because Couture puts the name of the transfer and the item number in the bottom left corner. So this way I know that the S goes this way. Handy little tip. Or if you ever don't remember what the transfer is called, it's nice to have the name at the bottom. So I think to make sure I have everything spaced, there is a stitch mark right there. So I'm going to try to line the top of my arrow with that stitch mark as best as I can. It's slightly off as well. Goodness gracious, Robin. Hot mess expressed this evening. Okay. I think that's as good as it's gonna. Keep pulling this on and off. Okay, we'll try one more time, and whatever sticks is what we go with. Okay, so I'm going to rub really good around that S to make sure, one, I don't have any air bubbles, and two, that it's stuck around the edges so it doesn't bleed. Okay, so I'm going to use my shadow shimmer, and it's fairly sparkly. So I'm just going to grab my rubber squeegee, and I'm going to dip it in my paste, and I'm just going to put it on like I'm buttering toast. And since I'm working on fabric, I'm going to have kind of a light touch, and I'm going to try to go one direction if I can, because the more I go up and down and then side to side, that's when you start pulling at the transfer and it starts to shift and move. And then that's when you get air bubbles or it bleeds. Okay. I am a mess this evening. Well, Sharon, you'll be learning a lot this evening. It's crazy. I'm crazy. You'll be learning what not to do. Okay, so when I pull, I want to pull toward the ceiling. I don't want to pull like from this corner or that corner, because I could stretch the silk screen fabric. Oops. You can see I got some spots right there that didn't get a lot of ink or get a lot of chalk. So I can hopefully maybe go back without making a big old mess. Yep. So there's the S. So I'm going to unplug my iron. I don't think I'll need it for the rest. I'm going to plug in my blow dryer. We're going to dry it, so it's going to get a little noisy. Well, thanks for your encouragement, Sharon. I appreciate it. So do you have any summer trips planned? Any big 4th of July activities that you have planned? Let me know what they are. And these shadows, the shimmer paste, they do take a little bit longer to dry. So kind of keep that in mind as you're working with them. Okay, so I'm going to put that one after I wash my hands. I have stuff everywhere. A mess. Okay, dry my hands off. So I'm going to put this one to the side and let it dry. And then I'm going to get the next one out. I apologize for the crinkling. I think I might just get it all done with at once. So we're done with the crinkling. So again, that's how they come. They come wrapped up in their little piece of twine and then their little dowel rod to hang. So then I'm just going to place this one on my chalk mat and kind of smooth it down. Get all those wrinkles out. So then we're going to get out the A. Do you have family in Maryland, Sharon? Okay. So again, these monograms fit these banners perfectly. The top is almost at that stitch line, and the bottom is right at those two little corners of these pennant banners. So I'm going to smooth it out, rub my finger over and around the mesh so that I make sure that I have a really good seal and no air bubbles. I'm going to wipe my squeegee got really dirty. Just making a big old mess. Okay. So again, I'm just going to take my squeegee and I'm going to dip it in my chalk paste. And I'm just going to lightly spread it on. And then I'm going to slowly peel it up, checking for any spots that I may have missed. Oh, looks pretty good. So there's the A. I'm going to dry that one. Oh, that's sweet. So are you going to fix up the house, Airbnb it, live in it, have it be a vacation home? Once again, if you're popping on the live or the replay, comments and tell me that you're here. Tell me where you're watching from. Anyone who's on the live this evening and comments will be added into the giveaway generator at the end of the broadcast. So make sure you say hi. And make sure if you're watching from my crafty collab group that you do allow StreamYard access to your profile pic and your name, because if you comment without that permission, it'll just say Facebook user and the general Facebook icon, and I won't know who's here. Excuse me. Hey, Peggy. How are you? Peggy, I was just saying, anyone who comments on the broadcast this evening will be put into a giveaway generator at the end of the broadcast, and I will draw from the names of the commenters. So make sure you stay till the end if you can. So this is our A. Peggy, we're making a USA banner. I was going to use these paper pieces that I inked, but the ink was actually reactivating with the chalk paste, and it all turned pink. So I punted and I pulled out these little 5x7 pennant banners, and we're just going to use those instead. Yes, it is very hot here, Peggy. It's not fun. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking this 5x7 banner, and I'm putting it on my sticky. This ink mat has a little bit of stick to it to keep my fabric in place, and it also kind of helps rub out all those wrinkles. Gotcha. Well, that house will hold some great memories, and you'll be able to make new ones. Okay, so I had to wash my U, and I think it's pretty dry now. So again, I'm going to try to line the bottom up with these corners, and line the top up with that stitch mark, and try to get it as straight as possible. So I'm going to rub around the screen and the transfer sticky part just to make sure I get a good seal and no air pockets. So I'm just going to use my shadow shimmer again. So it's kind of a glittery, shiny black. I'm just going to take my squeegee and I'm going to gently, so that I don't pull the transfer away from the fabric, I'm going to squeegee it gently on. Don't forget, you're supposed to be voting to let me know what colors of stars you think I should make. Should I make gold, copper, or silver, shimmer, stars, and sparkles? Since I can't use white on these banners like I was on the paper banners. So I'm just putting my excess back into the jar. Oops, I guess I probably shouldn't have closed that up. I'm just making sure my hands are clean before I touch the fabric. Let's see, I shouldn't have closed it up. I see a small spot that I missed. I'm just going to pull up slowly. Let's see a few more spots. Sometimes you can just rub your finger over it to kind of help distribute. I've got a whole section right there. And there's the U. Okay. Find a place to store that over here on my table. Wash my fingers off. And then we're going to blow dry this one. So Peggy, what are you up to this evening or this summer? What are your summer plans? What's on your bucket list? And again, these shimmer pastes take a little longer to dry. Okay. So we did the S first. So we'll add this back to our mat. Wondering if do you think I need the stars or the little, I was going to add this star and then the little sparkles from this transfer onto the letters. Do you think I need those, or is it going to be too busy once I add the fabric strips? What do you think? Stars and sparkles or just the letters? Peggy, do you guys still have your pontoon boat that you fixed up? Make sure these are closed since I don't need those two. I don't know. Or, yeah, I think I'm with, Sharon, now you're saying just letters. I kind of think that'll work a little better. With the paper banners, it was just going to add a little more color or add a little more, maybe to kind of hide some of the muddled colors. But I don't think, I'm kind of with Sharon on this, maybe just the letters. Okay, so I'm going to lay these to the side. I'm going to get rid of my ink mat. I love to make these fabric banners. Oops, that's dirty. So I usually just go to my local craft store and I just get bandanas. And I do pre-wash these because I really like I like how soft they are. I don't like the stiff when you buy them at the store. And so with this handy cutting mat here, I'm just gonna use the markings to cut little 1-inch sections to start with, roughly 1 inch. They don't all have to be the same. You've had your pontoon boat that long? I guess I didn't realize. I thought you had gotten it like when you were at Caps. Okay, so see, I've cut these little 1-inch pieces. And so now all I'm going to do is tear it. And these bandanas tear really easy. And I like the bandanas because they don't string it. They don't have all the strings that some fabric does when you tear it. Bandanas are good. Also, fat quarters. They're about the same size as a bandana, maybe a little, I don't know if they're smaller or bigger, but I do use those as well. Like I have this piece of lemon fat quarter that I did the same thing to. And then I use this last piece that has the tag, but I just try to cut the tag off if I can. And I'm just to kind of speed things up. I don't know if we should do the whole banner. Oh, the pontoon was your dad's. Oh. So again, I'm just going to use my cutting mat as a general guide and cut some 1-inch strips. Ish 1 inch. Some get a little bigger, some get a little smaller. Oops. And sometimes that happens. I got to the edge where it's sewn and it ripped it off, but I'm just going to cut that part off right now. Here it goes. So Peggy, have you started to build your house yet? Let's see. Do it again. That's okay. Just cut that off and keep going. Now we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's gone. Again, make sure that you are, if you would, share this video onto your personal pages. Hit that like button, hit that heart button, tag any of your crafty friends in the comments. If you would, that would be great. I would greatly appreciate it. So then I'm going to cut these 2 little tags off. Last, I'm going to do our white one last. In fact, I'm just going to be proactive and cut it off now. So it doesn't get in my way. So again, just kind of eyeball 1 inch. Oh, good night. You've been in the house for a year? I need pictures. Has it been that long? I guess I haven't been at... When did you retire? That probably was a couple of years ago. So, oh goodness. Time flies. So I do have a crafty collab group. It's called Robin's Egg Blue Creations Crafty Collab. It's a great place for me to drop any specials. Also, if you do any crafty projects, they don't have to be Couture related. I'd like you to please share them over there. I want to see all the crafty goodness that you guys are doing. The link for that is in the description on YouTube and Facebook. It's my Linktree link, and that will take you to my Instagram channel. That'll take you to my YouTube channel, Facebook, my Facebook group. It'll take you to my Chalk site to do any shopping. It'll take you to sign up for Club Couture if you want to sign up for that. So just follow that one link. It'll take you there. If you liked any of the supplies that I used, I do also have a cart link in the descriptions. It still feels a little wet. Okay. I don't know. I think trying to figure out, I didn't bring any twine in here with me. I'm trying to think what my stash is. I was going to put this on one long. I have a better idea. I think this will work. So I'm just going to reuse the dowels that they came on and try to use the twine that came with these pennant banners if I can. And I'm going to get some sticky tape. See if I can get this. These are the best scissors ever. I got them on Amazon. They're a Fatima brand. You can get them in rose gold or gold, and they are heavy and they cut. I've got a pair for paper, which they cut paper with a dream, and I have a pair for fabric. And they're I think less than $20. Okay, I think I'm just going to tie this in a knot, and hopefully our fabric strips will hide it. And then kind of going to need to determine how much fabric we want in between, or how many strips do we want in between. You retired, so yeah, it's been a couple of years. Well, congratulations, and I need to see pictures of your new house. Okay, come on. Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm going to grab this other piece of tape, put it on the end. I think that's pretty good. Let's measure it. So get it. So that's about 7 inches. So I'm just going to tie this one in a knot. And then I think I'm going to cut this one. So there's that. So before we add the other pieces, let's swap these around. So what I like to do with these little strips of fabric or bandana is I think it's a larkspur knot, a lark's head knot, I can't remember. But I just double my strip over. So I have the loopy end. And I just take the loopy end and then I take the two ends through the loop and pull it. But I'm going to try to get, and actually I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to put my loop on top of my string and pull my loops through. I think that'll work. Yep. And then that puts this thicker end. It kind of looks like a tie, but it puts it on the front. So hopefully it'll cover up more of this. I can figure out. Oh, sorry. Here's what I need to do. So I'm going to pull this over towards this dowel rod a little more, so I can kind of start hiding all this stuff there. So then it just looks like, I don't know if you can see that, it looks like that. So it kind of looks like a little tie almost. So then I'm going to take my white one. Again, I'm going to double it over, and I'm going to go from the front to the back, and I'm going to put my ends through the loop and just pull tight. But before I pull, I want to make sure I'm going to slide this one over to the edge of that dowel rod. Easier said than done. Oops. Nope, that's right. And then pull it tight so I can kind of hide all that. Well, maybe I'll just pull it that way. I think we'll have one. We'll have to fix it in the end. Okay, well, we'll have to make do. It's kind of weird looking, but again, double it. If I didn't have that dowel rod there, it wouldn't be so. It'd go quicker. I've made quite a few of these. I love to make these little fabric banners. I've made them for the fall. And you can add lace and different ribbons. I have one for my vendor table in the red and the mint and gray. I have one for my Couture table, and it's in the mint and the black and the white. Got confused there for a minute, which is not hard. And you can make these as loose or as tight as you want. You can spread them apart. I like to put them really close together. So when you guys celebrate 4th of July, are you pyromaniacs and shoot off lots of fireworks? Or do you like to sit back and watch other people shoot fireworks? I happen to live with 2 pyromaniacs, so they shoot a lot of fireworks off. So again, I'm doubling it up, making a loop, and then from front to back, I put the tails through the loop. So Sharon, I'm glad you found me on Facebook, or I don't know, I'm not for sure where. Oh, let me check. You are from Facebook. I'm glad to see that you found me. It's exciting. You're my first out-of-state viewer. So we've just been continuing with the red, white, and blue pattern. Oops, a weird edge. Cut that one off. You have a household with full of pyromaniacs. Red, white, blue. So I need to do red again. Again. Loop. Fold it over with your loop. Make a loop. And then put the loop on the top of your twine. And then just run your ends through the loop and pull. Yeah. Oops, I think I did that one wrong. I can tell by the way it looks. I did not go from the front. It's easy to take off. Okay, so we'll go from the front, pull my tails through, and pull it tight. A couple more to finish out this section. You know, it would also be cute since this, well, no, that wouldn't work. Like you could do all blue and white over here, over on this section, and then you could do red, white, and then red, white, red. No, it would work. You know, you'd have 4 sections. But you could do like this section and half of this section with blue and white, and then finish off with your red and white alternating stripes to kind of symbolize an American flag, if you wanted. Okay, so then I'm just going to try to, let's see if I can find a thick white one. Let's see if I can cover up the dowel rod. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me just do it. I think that will work to hide that one for a little bit. We might add another one. I guess I'll just finish it out with the blue one and try to get it stuck on that dowel rod. Kind of looks a little different than the rest, but kind of that one of these. Well, I guess when it hangs, you won't be able to tell. So here's what it looks like so far. And if you want your strings even at the bottom, you can trim them. We'll kind of see what it looks like when we're all done. So then I'm just going to take this, not that piece, my next piece of twine that came with the banners, try to hurry this along. I've kept you for over an hour. Not thinking that this would take that long, but thanks, Peggy. Okay, so I'm just gonna again tie my twine on. And then get my A. Let's see, that was about. Find my other dowel rod in this mess. And again, these 5x7 banners come with your dowel rod and your hanging twine. They also come in 9x12. They're just a cute little I mean, you could use them for anything. And like all the other canvas products that Couture has, you can dye them like a Rit dye if you wanted them a different color than just the natural. Okay. So then I'm going to tie this one on about right there. Oops. One string stuck in there. Then I'm just going to trim that one. And then we'll start with the reds. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, I'll have plenty. I may even have enough to do a few of the ends later. I think I'm going to start with the white one. I found with this end over here, it was easier to do this end after I had gotten everything on. So I think I'm just going to start with, even though my pattern is the red one, I'm going to go ahead and put that one on last because it was just easier to put it on the dowel rod with stuff to the side. I have strings everywhere. I didn't get that one even. Sorry, it's taken a little long, but I appreciate you hanging out with me. Okay, try it again. We'll double it over, put my loop on top of the twine, and then pull my ends through. There. And then we'll go back to the red one later. Try to get these done lickety split. Here's this plain one. Already. If no one else hops on this evening, Peggy, you and Sharon will have pretty good odds at winning some Happy Mail. Hopefully I can get it to work. Oops. Sharon, Happy Mail is just, I've got a stash of like sample kits or other little fun goodies that I just package up and send to you as kind of an appreciation gift for watching and for liking, sharing, commenting, all that kind of stuff, just hanging out with me this evening. So it's kind of a way to give back. That was weird. I hit my mouse and it obliterated me. Will you guys let me know that you can see me on your end and hear me okay? I don't know what happened. I just hit my mouse just right and it did not like it. Well, you're welcome, Sharon. I just appreciate that you've stayed on this long. Well, especially when you were here. Thanks, Sharon. Especially when you were here at the beginning when my original plan didn't work. But sadly, that happens all too frequently when I craft. And thanks, Peggy. I tell you, there's something, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but there's something about patriotic and Christmas decorations that just get me. I love decorating for the 4th of July, plus the fact that if you can decorate all summer for the 4th of July because you have Memorial Day, you have 4th of July, and then you can keep it up for Labor Day. I love to decorate for the 4th of July and for Christmas. I don't do 4th of July as much as I used to, but I still love a good patriotic decoration. I have strings everywhere. I do need to make sure I save out this one red one. Getting to the end. Oops. Yep, I just had to kind of punt a little bit and rethink. I kind of had it in the back of my mind that I maybe should try these, just do these peanut banners because I was afraid the ink would react to the paste. But I tried. I gave it a good college try. I may try to seal them and see if that works. Seal them with like a clear sealant. Maybe watch some YouTube videos and see how I can get it to not react to itself. Okay. So we'll do a red. We'll do a white. I'm getting a tickle. Squeeze this white one in here. Okay. Well, I must have measured right because I ended up with the blue again. That never happens. So then we'll add this blue one to the dowel rod. Oops. Okay, so then we'll go back and we'll add this red one. Picked up. Nope. Nope. Okay, so let's add this red one back to the front. It is much easier to add it onto that dowel rod with the one next to it already on. Okay, so this is our finished banner. So we have USA. And I'll just have to, I don't know, I can probably just use twine on the end pieces. And that's kind of going to be the way that I hang it. Hey, Bonita, you popped on. So yeah, so thanks for all of your input. And again, I have the cart link in the description. Let me find my mouse. We're gonna see if I can do this screen share. Thanks, Peggy. Yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I just love doing fabric strip banners. They're one of my favorite things to make. So I'll get that hung on my mantle this weekend. Okay, so I'm going to try to share this. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Can you see my screen? If I click, oh, can you see my screen? Oops, I wonder what I did. Okay, I'm going to try to give this a whirl. So anyone who commented on the live this evening had their name put into this generator. So I'm going to hit the draw button. So I have 5 entries. So let's see who wins. And I won't win. Yay, Bonita won. So, excuse me. Let's stop that. Yay, Bonita, just message me your address and I will get some happy mail sent out to you. Congratulations. So it pays to comment. It pays to watch to the very end. Again, I thank you for watching the live. If you happen to be watching the replay later, just hit #replay. I hope to be live again tomorrow. I'm not for sure, but I definitely will be back again either Monday or Tuesday of next week if I don't find a project to do tomorrow. Again, I appreciate you sticking with me for an hour and 20 minutes and helping me decide how to fix my problem and finish my project. So have a great evening, stay sweet and stay neat, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.